Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. It is the day of Mercury, which means it is the day of communication. We have a waning gibbous moon. We are in Leo season, the Celtic tree month of Holly, salmon season, and we have the retrogrades for Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. Ongoing, they're going to be with us for a while, gang. So let's get into the details of it all. The sun is in Leo, fixed fire, which represents achievement. The moon is third quarter Pisces, mutable water, representing artistry. Mercury is in Leo, fixed fire, representing ideals. Venus is in Leo, fixed fire, which means to be ardent. Mars is in Gemini, mutable air, representing pugnaciousness. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which means to redefine dreams. Uranus is in Taurus, fixed earth, representing renovation. Neptune is retrograding Pisces, mutable water, meaning to have spiritual awakenings. And Pluto is retrograding Aquarius, fixed air, meaning to examine intentions. So for the retrogrades, the Saturn mantras are reevaluate goals, reconsider commitments, reclaim your authority, be in charge. The Neptune mantras are reimagine dreams, reclaim sense of mystery, reclaim faith and magic. It is all about that spiritual awakening. So taking a closer look at what you believe and why, and is that really true to you and your convictions? That's all on the table with this retrograde. And for the Pluto mantras, reclaim ability to regenerate, reconsider what deserves your energy, release attachments that do not serve, allow yourself to renew. What if a chapter is closing, allow the next one to begin. Now for the moon phase, the waning gibbous, the keywords to remember are cleanse, banish, break malevolent spells. Do not have nasty energy in your midst. For the Pisces moon, do retreat, do meditate, do be compassionate. Don't rationalize, don't be indiscriminately, being in companionship with others. And don't be in a group setting if that's within your power to avoid. So it is the day of Mercury, and we know we have Mercury in Leo. And when Mercury is in Leo, it wants to communicate its highest ideals and hopes. And then we have the Pisces moon that wants to dream and to contemplate. So at this juncture, it may not be so much about what you are communicating to other people, but what you are communicating to yourself. Are you nurturing the soil within? Because until you have that sorted out, you're not going to be able to manifest what you want to in the waking world. Things have to be in alignment. Now for today's tarot card, we have the Four of Cups. Keywords for this are weariness, disgust, aversion, imaginary vexations, not real problems, imaginary ones, mind you, and blended pleasures. Enjoying something, but, mixing in a bit of, but I'm depressed, or I'm unhappy, or I'm this and that. Also keep in mind with cups, we're thinking water element, feminine energy, receptive energy, emotion, and the number 4 represents stability or fixed state of being. So this kind of, I don't want to say wallowing, but wallowing is certainly part of the mood of this card. You're not going anywhere with it. You're just letting it stay. So the challenge is to break out of any kind of doldrums that you're experiencing, particularly if perhaps you're experiencing this because maybe you're not taking into account the good things of your life. Maybe you're not fully taking into account, despite it all, you have these blessings and there is a lot to be thankful for still, despite any challenges that we're facing in the wider world. Perhaps it is just not necessarily being as appreciative as of what we could be. It happens to all of us. So again, don't take this as a sign to beat yourself up because there's enough of that going on, but rather as a signal of you have the ability to break out of this particular pattern. You don't have to stay here. You don't have to be miserable. And the good things in your life are just as real as the bad things or the challenges that you don't want to deal with. They have equal realities. Sorry about it. It did that little cutting out thing again. But what I was saying is that you have the opportunity to choose what energy you are really focusing on and investing more in. You can invest in your misery or you can invest in your blessings. It's absolutely within your own power. Next up is today's Celtic Triad. It reads 3 people who win easily in their lawsuits: the generous, the wise, and the healthy. So for this, we're going to be taking this in the spirit of a society that has a functional and reasonable justice system, not the mess we're currently dealing with today. We're looking at an ideal, not not our current reality. I'll put it that way. But the first category of people who were said to win easily in their lawsuits was the generous. The idea being that those who are known for their benevolence within the community can carry the day. And there is something to be said for having a good reputation. If people know that you're generally a good person and going about your business, they're not usually as quick to say, I think they were up to no good, or I think they're at fault. It isn't obviously an absolute protection, but it certainly doesn't hurt. The next category of people was the wise. Strategy is absolutely necessary in legal matters. Even in a well-functioning system, you're going to have to decide how to go about things. And that's something that's very missing. People have really gotten into this addiction for the explosion of emotion at the expense for what you are actually able to accomplish. So pulling back from that, learning to think before we do, particularly if we're having to deal with any kind of institution, that is going to benefit us more, particularly over the long run. And then the healthy. Trials and tribulations, they take their toll, but healthy people will have the wherewithal to endure the process. Now, it will probably still diminish their health, but if they start off in a healthy way, they're going to be better off in the end. And so that is, I suppose, a bit of a nag from the universe for us to take into account, are we actually healthy? And this isn't just a matter of the physical, which is what so many people who are promoting, various diets and exercise programs, that no matter how effective those might be for the body, they're not doing the same thing, talking about what is healthy for your spirit, what is healthy for your mind, what is healthy for your emotions. They're not taking this holistic approach. And if we want to be healthy in a healthy state, and when we are inevitably our own tribulations come into our lives, we should probably take stock of the state of our health now at every level and work in an integrated way to bring ourselves to a better state. Today's magical intention is self-work, working on that good old self, looking in the mirror and saying, I can do better and I can fix that. For this, we have the color white. The plant is the angelica flower. The animal is the wolf, and the crystal is quartz. Now, the great work, which is frequently referred to in witchcraft, is essentially the self-work of transformation. In alchemical terms, it is to become the philosopher's stone. You are transforming lead into gold, but instead of doing this in a literal fashion, you're doing this in a spiritual and magical way. You're taking your raw materials and you're refining it to such an extent that it is this glowing, valuable thing. That is what the true purpose of self-work is. Now for today's practice. It's Wednesday, so you might take the opportunity to honor a wisdom deity, work on your heart chakra, ask yourself, what lesson have you learned from studying your Mercury sign? You could write a prayer to a wisdom deity, and of course, as always, do some divination. Best day of the week for it. And for today's journal prompt. Air blows away the cobwebs, fire burns away impurity, water washes away faults, and earth replenishes and grounds. So are you making good use of the elements in your spiritual self-care? Something to think about. And that is what I have for you guys today. Come back tomorrow for the next edition. Let me know what you thought of this one in the comments below, and I will be happy to start a few little conversations with you there. But in the meantime, have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.